Hi everybody, we are back at AdeptiCon preparation meetings, and I'm here with Dustin, and we're going to talk today for our AdeptiCon talks on all the cool things that are coming for our vendor hall this year. So thanks for chatting with us.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
So what can we expect this year? I hear bigger,
more,
yeah.
better. Yeah, this will be the biggest vendor hall we've ever had at AdeptiCon. We're looking, somewhere 40 to 50 different vendors that are, unique to their trade as far as the show goes.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's shaping up to be a lot of work, but it's going to be pretty rewarding when it's done.
There's nothing better than the instant gratification of being able to go and add something to your bag. Yep. I mean, the show already nails it with the swag bags and the VIG swag bags and things, but then if you get the opportunity to go try and play something while you're there, being able to pick it up and take it with you so that you can go home and keep playing is probably one of my favorite things about going to a convention.
Definitely.
So.
A lot of the vendors are going to have their games tested at the booths themselves. A lot of them taking space out to do that.
Great.
So if there's a game you want to play and it's here, there'll be, I'm assuming, more than willing to demo it for you.
Right.
That's the main goal there.
Awesome. What's going to be new this year? Do we have new folks that we haven't seen at the show before?
Oh, yeah, there's tons of them. I knew you were going to ask that question. Things are still kind of being slated out right now. We're coming out with the final map here in probably 2 weeks. First of the year is kind of our deadline for that, so just stay tuned for that. I don't want to say anything too, because I haven't finalized everything, but if you've been in years past and we had the challenges last year of the different vendor hall and expanding it, and this year it's even bigger than it was last year. So there's I would say probably 10 to 12 new vendors coming in this year. So.
Very good, very good. Now the vendor hall has specific hours. It's not open like during the entire time of the show, so how does that work for people?
Well, we've tried to adapt a schedule that works for people that are playing in the events that's also friendly to the vendors. In years past, we've had 14-hour days for the vendors.
It's rough.
It gets really taxing on them. So, that was kind of a thing we took back this year. We shortened the vendor hours, but they're good for everybody. We based them around as much of the convention as we could. We're still getting a final start time and end time. I'll make sure I get with you on that. You can mail it or you can send it out. And,
okay.
The big change this year is there's no early access. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was something we've always tried to get to, but it kind of had some logistical problems. So we've taken we just take it to a standard. This is the hours it's open. This is the hour it's closed. So everybody out there, just you'll be able to go and get whatever you want. There will be no more VIG early access on Thursday and Friday.
That also is a piece, though it's very nice, is extra rough on the vendors, because when it's the same folks, especially some of the smaller companies where there might be one person that runs it, and then they have to be there, for the entire duration. Selfishly, as gamers, we love the option of being able to shop like that, but it is long days.
It is a very long day, and we appreciate all of our vendors that attend there, and it's a hard job, and they're there to help the attendees and help the convention grow and expand, and they also have their directives they want, and their goals they need to meet. So we found that was probably the best way to just get a tighter vendor hall that gives everybody the ability to shop and to do what they want to do and demo the games and play test and meet people.
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys have done a great job expanding as it goes too, though, because even when we moved over to the new venue last year, knowing full well that there was physically more space to work with, it certainly didn't feel like there was extra space or like unused space going on in there. So I mean, you've filled it beautifully as it's moved on, and it sounds like that's just going to continue to happen. I know they were saying probably even next year we're kind of planning to expand it farther, and then that'll just open up more opportunities for people to come in, which will be great. Yep. So we're
actually looking at hall space again. That was one of our issues we had at the last venue. We were just bleeding out everywhere into the halls and trying to do it different models. We're on the same boat this year. We're going to have probably 3 to 6 vendors that are going to be around the vendor hall, or through different, mediums. Will be like an artist alley we're looking at for some webcomics and artists to set up at that. They're not really going to be in the dedicated vendor hall setting up for 10 hours a day or 8 hours a day, but they still want to have a presence there. So that's something we're expanding to as well. I mean, it's sky's the limit right now. We have the extra space. It's literally almost already full, but we're pretty creative in it, so we're still looking past that to find as much utilization of the ground that we can.
Very good. Because AdeptiCon is a dedicated miniature wargaming, some crossover board gaming even with it now, It is a show that it is 100% about gaming, which is great. So if anybody likes any aspect about gaming at all, that this is the place where you're gonna be able to jump in and have all of that and exactly that. It's and a great family oriented kind of thing.
Very much so. Yeah, that's and I think the family aspect also bleeds into our vendors. A lot of these guys I've known for 5 or 6 years, and they still continue to come, and it's good to see them every year. They help make AdeptiCon what it is, so we really appreciate them as well.
And a lot of these vendors and companies bring kids with too. I mean, it is that much of a family thing that it's not at all uncommon to see them traveling with some of the family members too. So it just
Geek Nation Tours has their spouses night where you can go
That's
for everybody
right.
comes
That's
in,
right.
the spouses and the kids go, and then we've tried to focus on also adding events that are more kid focused, like bigger, just walk in, like the Reaper paint and take is a big one that kids love. They just can show up, paint a mini and take it. You had the Pirate, I forget the name of it, you had the Pirate game last year that was a huge success. People love that. That's just a lot of fun. We're really looking to expand into things like that to make it more family centric.
That's great. That's great. Well, I can't wait. I can't wait to see and hear who all is going to be part of this year.
Yeah, look at the announcement here in a couple weeks.
Definitely. So follow along with us here on our AdeptiCon Talks shows leading up to the convention. We're going to be running about one a week coming out. You can find these shows both on beastsofwar.com as well as adepticon.org site. And I know things have been carrying over beautifully onto Facebook too. So there's really anywhere you look, you should be able to find it. And so we'll be live blogging from the show when we come, as we did last year. So if you can't actually join us here physically, you can most certainly follow along online, and it's the next best thing to being there.
Yeah.
So thanks so much for chatting with us.
you
We
for having
appreciate
me.
it. It'll be great.